Thank you for joining us, Primus Barrow. What is the situation? We all know that earlier you have been calling that GES would actually reschedule or postpone the reopen dates because of the obvious reasons. Third was some days ago. Today is the 6th of January. It's been 3 days already since schools reopened. Do we have food to feed the children?
So good afternoon to your listeners, and a special shout out to all our members across the country. To the specific issue, as I speak now, some schools have received messages asking them to come for some food items, including my own school. But the indication is that the situation is not going to change significantly. Because if you take a place like Upper West, and I also heard from other regions, it is the usual rice. That is the only staple food that has been provided. Things like maize, groundnut, and all the other major staples there's no indication of such meals or such foodstuff in a place like ours and some other places. So yes, we have been asked to come for food items. We haven't gone for them. As of Friday, our president did indicate that some checks have been processed for monies to be paid, to various schools. But the quantums have not been disclosed to us either.
Okay.
So the fact of the matter is that since the students reported 3 days now, some schools have not been able to feed their students. The students are feeding themselves. The very thing that we wanted to avert. Some that are even feeding their schools, managing to feed their students, if you look at the quality of the food and the quantity of the food, you'll be very sorry for Ghanaian children. So that is the real situation. And these were the very reasons why we're just asking that a few days be added to avert the situation, and then we can comfortably invite the students. But unfortunately, our plea was not heeded to.
So when you were calling for the rescheduling or extension of the reopening, how many days did you reckon that you need to fix this?
Much would have depended on the ability of the government, to be able to supply the food items and pay money to school. The unfortunate thing is that the academic calendar has always been known. And even before we went on the Christmas break, we started sounding the bells that we have run short of food, there's inadequate money. So our thinking was that within that period, something happened. And that's why we wrote a letter on the 20th of December, reminding the Ministry of Education and Ghana Education Service that this was a situation that we already found ourselves in. And if you remember, that time, your media house granted me an interview, and I said already the situation at that time was dire. We didn't hear anything. Fast forward to 30th December, we wrote again, reminding, now asking government to postpone. Our calls were not heeded to, and this is most unfortunate. I think that going forward, we should, CHASS is not a body that you should ignore, because, of course, you can always say, we don't have the mandate, and let me make it clear, we don't have the mandate to close down the schools. But being frontliners of the implementation of secondary education, our concerns, our advice matter a lot. So we think that people should always listen to us, and then we are all after the good of the students. So it's pathetic.
Finally, Mr. Barrow, before I let you go, so aside food, what other logistical challenges are you facing?
The issue about money. The outstanding arrears in terms of recurrent, which days as late as 2021, which we have sung about in all our manifestos. We've gone as far as to Parliamentary Select Committee. We've gone as for the management, the engagements are numerous. So the money issue is serious. And this recurrent, as you are aware, is what takes care of every administrative aspect of the school, apart from the food, the raw food. But that's what also caters for, the fuel, the maintenance, and a host of all other things. And there are about 14 items of such. And these things have not been well catered for over these years. So that is actually, so for now, we hear there's money, some money has been paid, but I cannot speak to the country because it hasn't been declared to us.
Okay, so you would say that until you receive the funds, you wouldn't be able to tell the number of schools or the percentage of schools that have taken delivery of food?
We will not be able to tell. Okay. The food delivery, they started calling various schools to come to their zonal distribution centers for the food. My school was called this morning, even though I've not taken delivery of it. But the quantum of the money is what I'm referring to. We don't know exactly what government is paying for because we requested for the payment of the recurrent, we requested for the payment of the outstanding perishables, and requested for the cost of transporting food items from the zonal distribution centers to our schools. These were the things that because this last one that I mentioned has come as an additional burden. That is the carton of the food items. Okay. It has come as a very big burden to a lot of schools. If you take a place like Upper West, I have to travel over 60 kilometers to pick food items. And this has happened for about 2 years now. So you can imagine the cost that the school is incurring. And so with so many other schools across the country. So it's about the recurrent, it's about this outstanding arrears, and it's about this money in respect of carton of food items. And we need it urgently for us to be very comfortable.
Thank you for talking to us, Mr. Primus Barrow, and he speaks for CHASS. We'll go for a quick break. When we come back. Business, please stay.